In June of 2014, Derek and Maria Broaddus believed they had achieved the pinnacle of the American dream when they closed on a gorgeous, $1.3 million six-bedroom colonial revival home at 657 Boulevard in the notoriously safe and affluent suburb of Westfield, New Jersey. Eager to customize the historic 1905 property for their three young children, the couple invested an additional $300,000 into extensive renovations, hiring contractors to paint the walls, update appliances, and redo the floors before the family officially unpacked their lives. However, this golden window of optimistic new beginnings was instantly shattered on a warm summer evening when Derek checked the home's cast-iron mailbox and discovered a stark white, hand-addressed envelope lacking a return address or stamp. Inside was a chilling, typed letter from an anonymous scribe who introduced themselves not by name, but by a terrifying, multi-generational claim over the wood and stone of the property, stating that their grandfather had watched the house in the 1920s, their father in the 1960s, and that it was now their time to watch and wait for its second coming. Standing on the porch of his empty house, a cold sweat broke over Derek as the letter shifted from eccentric history to direct, sickening threats aimed at his young family, revealing that the writer already knew intimate details about them, including the fact that they had children, despite the house never having a public, for sale, sign on the front lawn. The stalker sinisterly demanded to know if Derek brought the young blood out of greed, warning that once they learned the children's names, they would call out to them and draw them close, before concluding the note by reminding the family that escape was impossible because they could be watching from any passing car or any neighboring window, signing off with the moniker that would soon haunt the family forever. The Watcher. Terrified, Derek turned off all the lights, called the local police, and was advised to contact the previous owners, the Woods family, who shockingly admitted they had received a similar, odd letter right before moving out but had casually thrown it away as a prank. For the Broaddus family, the nightmare was only beginning, as a second letter arrived 2 weeks later proving that the stalker wasn't just guessing, but was actively executing heavy physical surveillance on the property. This new letter addressed Derek and Maria by their actual names, listed the precise birth order and personal nicknames of their three children, and even pointed out a specific moment when Maria had set up an artist's easel for her daughter in a corner of the backyard that was completely hidden from the street and only visible from the immediate adjoining properties. The psychological warfare escalated to a breaking point with a third letter that targeted the children's safety directly, asking if the young blood would play in the basement and tauntingly noting that the basement was so far away from the rest of the house that if the children were down there, no one upstairs would ever hear them scream. Completely paralyzed by paranoia, Derek and Maria made the definitive choice to stop bringing their children to the house entirely, postponing their move-in date indefinitely while pouring thousands of dollars into transforming the empty property into a high-tech fortress equipped with state-of-the-art alarm systems, motion-activated floodlights, and a web of security cameras. Derek spent his nights patrolling the dark, empty rooms with binoculars, viewing every smiling face in the wealthy suburb as a potential psychopathic predator, while the family spent a fortune hiring elite private investigators, forensic tech experts, and a former high-ranking FBI behavioral profiler to crack the case. The investigation focused heavily on the immediate neighbors, including an eccentric man diagnosed with schizophrenia who lived next door, but the local police found no hard physical evidence until a forensic laboratory successfully lifted a trace sample of human DNA from underneath the adhesive flap of one of the envelopes. Expecting to find a male stalker, the prosecutor's office was stunned when the laboratory results revealed the DNA belonged undeniably to a female, a twist that completely upended the investigation but ultimately led to another dead end when voluntary DNA swabbing of local residents yielded no match. As the letters continued, taking on an increasingly unhinged and frantic tone where the writer claimed the house itself was turning on them and becoming their enemy, Derek and Maria realized that absolute peace of mind could never be achieved within those walls, and 6 months after the terror began, they placed 657 Boulevard
back on the market. By then, the story had leaked to the global press, transforming the property into a chaotic media circus filled with true crime tourists, which prompted skeptical townspeople to spread cruel, debunked rumors that the Broaddus family had faked the entire ordeal as an elaborate hoax to escape a steep mortgage they couldn't afford. Though multiple legal and medical experts thoroughly documented their genuine trauma,
and the family even attempted a failed lawsuit against the previous owners for non-disclosure. The financial and emotional bleeding only stopped when they finally managed to sell the home at a devastating loss of over $400,000. Today, while a new family occupies the colonial home and the local police files remain completely open, the true identity of the woman who licked those envelopes, stalked those children, and drove a family from their dream home remains one of the most chilling, unsolved psychological mysteries in American history.